I have recently created a podcast that explores the depths of the human heart in order to answer the question of what would it take to get an ordinary person to do terrible things. Things normal people wouldn't do. The idea first came to me when I found myself and my children having to eat our food outside an establishment on the ground, on the curb, because we didn't have the documentation confirming a medical procedure we chose not to take. And this was the reality for millions of North Americans for quite some time. I couldn't believe that in Canada, I was seeing a guard in the mall checking people's ID in order to be rendered safe and socially acceptable to enter a quarantined food court. Now, I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of all that has happened in the last few years, because I want to go deeper and I want to go beyond. I want to address the cause. I don't want to address the symptom in order to understand the situation and myself. And I want to do it in light of my faith. Because at the end of the day, I want to be a beacon of healing, of hope and restoration through the good news of Jesus. I'll be honest. This was one of the most difficult yet important projects I have ever worked on. It's heavy. And it has left me in tears more than once. But that is why it needs to be said. It needs to be processed. So that tomorrow we can recognize the darkness inside of us and be a light in any circumstance, regardless of the disparity that we find ourselves in. I hope you can listen to the podcast, and later on I'll release the film that pertains to the podcast. And I hope that it makes you think. And beyond that, I hope that it blesses you as well. Thanks.